Hello everyone, hope you're having a fantastic day so far. Welcome to the first captain's interview here for OWL Season 3. My name is Strompfel, I am your commissioner, and I'll also be your host to introduce the man, the veteran of the veterans. The man that has nicknamed himself after a feature of a Pokémon that I think no one has seen ever before he actually pointed it out, how cute they were, and now I don't think anyone can nickname a Tangela and not name it Boots. We got ourselves TangelaBoots in the call. How are you?
I'm feeling good. What's up, guys? My name is Troy, but I also go by TangelaBoots, and I'm happy to be here.
So, Troy, did you know that you're actually the only captain who has stayed for all the season of the OWL?
I didn't think about it, but you just said it, and I'm realizing now that you're right. That's really crazy. I didn't even think about that.
No, I actually thought of it this afternoon. It's like, yeah, Troy's actually the only OG we have left, and we're only 3 seasons in, which is, well, if you don't count the Slash boys, but we're gonna stick with you being the only OG captain. There will be a little
the only invited one.
Yeah, the only invited one. Let's stick with that. So, I'm gonna ask Troy a series of questions. He can answer them however he wants. It's just to get to know him a little bit better, how he got into Pokemon, how he likes to play Pokemon, what his preferences is in the Pokemon community, or in the Pokemon world, that is. Just so people get to know him a little bit better. Troy, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm excited. Let's do this.
So, the first question is quite simple, is how did you get involved in the Pokemon world? What got you into the games?
Oh wow, so that's crazy. So like there's 2 answers to this. So I first got into Pokemon in general actually through the card game. I don't know if many people know that. When I was when I was really young, so I'd watched the show, so I guess technically that, but I didn't watch it like a ton. And then I had a cousin, and he had a huge collection of Pokemon cards. It like covered his whole bedroom floor. And wow. he let me pick out 2. He let me have 2 out of any of the ones that I could pick, and that's what got me into Pokemon from there, because I started collecting the cards, and then I didn't get into the games up until Ruby and Sapphire, because I didn't have handheld until that point. So that's when I got into the games, but I first got into Pokemon like Generation 1 with the original trading card set.
Alright. So, that's how you got into Pokemon, and we all know that one thing led to another and you started playing more and more and stuff like that, but at one point you have to start thinking about, okay, I actually want to try and play with other people. So, when did you start getting into competitive Pokemon and think, I want to be the very best, like the intro song actually says?
So competitive came later in Generation 5. And it was honestly more of just like I don't really know. It was kind of random. I didn't like set out to be like, man, I want to try and be really good at Pokemon. I just remember downloading Pokemon Online. That was the simulator before Pokemon Showdown, if anybody remembers.
Oh that. Yeah, so many memories. I was on that site with another name.
Yeah, me too. Sometimes it's best to think about leaving that time behind, but it's also where I got my start. So I downloaded Pokemon Online. It was kind of random. I mainly just wanted to mess around with building teams, because there were some Pokemon that like I really wanted to have the experience of using without having to like hack my game. Like some Pokemon that were really hard for me to get a hold of, like trade evolutions or like things that take an immense amount of time to like hunt down and evolve, and I just didn't have the time for it. So like being able to just plug in like a Magnezone where I didn't have even the item that evolves Magneton and battle with it was pretty cool to me. And then one thing led to another. I started researching it, and then by the end of like Black 2, White 2, I was pretty competent.
Yeah, seems fair. I don't know if you had any sort of like inspiration sources, like YouTube or stuff like that that you looked up to that did a lot of battles. I for sure had one. His name was the Peekaboo, if you remember him, if you've ever seen him.
I feel like I've heard that name, but I don't think I've watched any videos.
No, he just did a bunch of like Generation 4, Generation 5 online Wi-Fi battles. I was very young when I saw them, so I was like, you can actually use like toxics and stuff like that and actually make them work. So that's how I got into it. So I started off as a stall player. But speaking of stall, what is your preferred play style as just a player in general? What do you usually tend to go for if you really want to win?
So what I tend to do, and what I think I do best with, and this is, I guess it's arguable depending on what kind of format you're talking about, whether it's Smogon or VGC or Draft Leagues. I like to do bulky offense, but I like to coin my, like, if I had to come up with a few words to describe my play style, it would be 3 attacks and recover. Like, that is my favorite way to, like, I could bring 3 attacks, recover, and leftovers on all 6 of my Pokemon, and I would feel set.
Yeah, your leftovers part is really just interesting. I remember we were team building. This is just really going off track right now, but I helped you team build a lot in the PCBL. And every time I just looked at your team when you posted, like, yeah, can I get some feedback? It's like, okay, so everything has leftovers. No choice scarfers, no life orbs, no boosting items. Leftovers is the way to go. And I get you, because I like the residual recovery as well. But there was some, like, real crazy ones, which I really like.
Yeah.
But that is, I was more referring to, like, draft, but your bulky offense is what I would describe you as well.
Bulky offense, but I focus more on the bulky part. I guess that's how you could sum it up.
Yeah, it's like on the marge of being semi-stall, but not really. It's just like bulky offense. But with that all being said, we're now moving into some questions that is more directed to you as a Pokemon fan, not so much as a Pokemon player. So, according to you, which generation of Pokemon was the best one?
Oh, that's so hard.
Yeah.
You're gonna get people mad at me.
Yeah. Oh, well, I didn't ask you which one was the worst one. That could have gotten people real upset.
Yeah, that. Oh man, because my answer to that is not a favorable one. No. But let's not go there.
Let's not go there.
So, my favorite. It's really hard to think. Let me think about that for a second. My favorite, if you're counting remakes, would be Generation 2. Because I like Heart Gold and Soul Silver the most.
Yeah.
But if you're just talking about the generation itself, Generation 4 is my favorite, but that's solely because of, like, nostalgia. I'm not confident enough to say that it's the best in general.
Well, it's up to you. It's your opinion.
I guess, alright, I guess I'll have to say Generation 4 because that's where Heart Gold and Soul Silver fall under.
Yeah.
So I'll go Generation 4. That's what I'll say.
Cool. Now this is an interesting one. So, you know Pokemon, they have these evil teams. In Heart Gold, Soul Silver, there was Team Rocket. And there has been, like, a little fuck ton of different things. So, if you had to choose, which evil team would you join, and why?
Oh gosh. That's tricky.
Yeah.
So...
I felt good about this question, not gonna lie. I was like, yeah, this is a good one. I'm gonna get Troy with this one for sure.
Oh man. Oh gosh, I haven't put too much thought into it. Like if like I'm at like a job convention, but all the different evil teams have booths, which booth do I approach? So I want to say, like, my first instinct is to just say Team Rocket, just because, like, Team Rocket, you can go either, like, the really sinister route, or you can go, like, the really goofy, wacky route. Like, you don't have to be super committed to being a villain if you're in Team Rocket.
And even if you fuck up, you don't seem to get fired out of the way, so...
Right, exactly, yeah, because, like, if you mess up with Team Galactic, like, Cyrus would probably kill you. So I would probably say Team Rocket, or honestly Team Skull. I love Team Skull so much just because, like, they embody that really goofy side of Team Rocket, except, like, that's all they're about. So one of those two.
It's because you got those sweet dance moves as well. And showed some.
True.
Maybe. No. But Team Skull, fair option. I think it was me. I would have either said Team Aqua, Team Magma. I think those two are definitely up there because I just like their clothes. They were very...
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, they kind of look cool in my opinion. I don't really think that the whole world should be drowned, but you know, you can look quite nice while doing it. So
I mean, that's the price. That's the price you have to pay for being on a villain team. Is sometimes you just have to drown the world.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of a side effect. So next question. You ready?
Yep.
Which move do you want to have as a move tutor move? In general, like
so like what move do I want to become a tutor move?
Yes, if there's a move that you feel like not a lot of Pokemon gets. If you feel like this specific Pokemon needs this move and they should getting it through a move tutor, something like that.
Oh gosh, see, I know I'm probably gonna answer something in this interview, and then like tomorrow, like in the middle of the day, I'm gonna be like, man, I wish I had said that move.
Yeah.
That's real. So like, there's a couple that come to mind. Like the first thing I think of is Tail Glow because it could make so many Pokemon so good.
Oh, that would have been so broken. Imagine like DMs or something like that. Fuck.
But like I'm thinking about making like certain Pokemon like good. Like imagine if we gave it to like Dunsparce.
Yeah, that would be
or
Mega Beast.
But then I'm thinking about like moves that I really like. Like I really like Healing Wish.
Yeah.
Like Healing Wish would be cool if it were on a lot more Pokemon.
Yeah.
I feel like there's one that I'm really forgetting right now. Because I was just thinking about it the other day. It's a move that got added in Generation 7. I'm blanking on it. Oh, I remember. Another move would be Trop Kick.
Trop Kick.
I thought about this because I was building with Serena because Serena's the only Pokemon that gets it, and like it's a really good like niche move for grass types because like it's weaker than Seed Bomb, but it has that extra effect of like lowering attack once.
Yeah.
And like there'd be so many good there's so many grass Pokemon that fall under like support that could like really use that. So like I don't know, Trop Kick would be cool for a lot of grass types to have, like Tropius or something. Like that'd be neat.
Yeah, Mega Venus or something though would be a real pain if it started drop kicking you,
oh,
like,
God.
dropping your attack
That's
over and
true.
over. My God, that would go like.
Then you burn it though.
Yeah, that too. Okay, let's not go down that route. I don't want to have drop burn it. That sounds real broken. But I was thinking, I actually had some of these in mind that I think would be cool if more Pokemon got. More of those like these like niche protect moves like King Shield and maybe
King Shield would be a good one.
Spiky Shield and what's the other one? Baneful Bunker, something like that. That would be really cool if more Pokemon gets. And also Parting Shots. I'm a big sucker for Parting Shots. I really want to see more
honestly,
Pokemon
me
get.
too.
Yeah, that would be so cool if more Pokemon got that. But moving into the second to last question, and the question that I hinted towards you getting before we actually started recording, and that is if you could be a Pokemon for one day, one Pokemon for one day, what would you be and what would you do with it?
So I've been thinking about this in the back of my mind literally the whole time, and I feel like I'm no closer to the answer. It's because there's so many possibilities.
Yeah. I mean, you can narrow it down, like, do you want to try and fly? Do you want to go to the depths of the ocean? Something like that.
Yeah, so I would be really interested in, like, probably becoming, like, some type of, like, psychic Pokemon, maybe, because, like something like an Alakazam, because, like, your mind is like a supercomputer. So, like, that'll still be with you even after it wears off. Okay. Like your mind will just flood with information, and then I'll be the best Pokemon player in the world.
Oh, so you're trying to get that like.
I'm trying to get that edge.
You're trying to get that edge, and you're trying to get that perk even after the day is over. I see you.
But then, obviously, I just want to be like, oh man, it would just be cool to be a Tangela or a Tangros because I love them so much. And you know, how else am I ever going to get an opportunity to bring that Pokemon into the real world besides being it? So I'd say something along those kind of lines. Either like a psychic type or just my boy Tangela.
Yeah. Well, I know it's your interview, but I just want to share a thought that I had when I actually created this question. If I were if I were a Pokemon for one day, I would be a Snorlax. It would be so hilarious.
Snorlax is a great one.
So hilarious if you just sat in front of someone and they couldn't pass you, like in the games. You can just like roadblock certain paths. It would be fantastic.
I was actually thinking about Munchlax for a little bit in my head during this interview because I was like, man, Munchlax has all the benefits of Snorlax except like you're not fat and you can like move around really
you can
easy.
actually move around.
Like, yeah.
All right, but that's a good question asked, if I do say so myself. So, lost question. So, there has been some rumors going around that there might be some new Mega Evolutions in the next upcoming games. Now, this isn't confirmed at all, at least at the point of recording this, but if you were to pick, which Pokemon should get a Mega Evolution?
Oh man. So is this going off the assumption that it has to be Generation 1?
No, just anyone.
Okay. So if it didn't have to be Generation 1, I already have my answer firmly made up in my mind.
Alright.
I would pick Ledian.
Ledian. Alright.
Ledian would be the okay, because Ledian is such a cool design in my opinion. That's just my opinion. And I think there's so many things you could do with a Mega, and you could make, like, Ledian's move pool is actually really good because it gets all like the elemental punches. I think it also gets Bullet Punch, and like it's just a couple like stat boosts and a really good ability change from being like a really cool design and a really good Pokemon. So if I had to pick anything like really selfishly, I would pick Ledian because I want Ledian to be good.
All right, that's fair enough. I've always been a sucker for Mega Tropius. I feel like I remember when you ran into Tropius like this first time when you played through Ruby and Sapphire. And it looked so cool.
Oh gosh. Yeah, me too.
So
That's
cool.
Like one of my fondest memories from Ruby and Sapphire.
A giant dinosaur grass thingy that you just wanted to capture and actually train up. And then you come to the competitive time and you realize that Tropius is ballsack. So, Mega Tropius, if it ever happens, I'll be super glad. But that's actually going to be it for all the questions where you get to think about the answer. Now we're moving into the lightning round. This will actually go... As the name actually suggests, this will go super fast. So you have to answer the first thing that comes to your mind. Now, luckily, there are usually only two answers, or two things that you can answer with, but you have to answer as fast as humanly possible. Are you ready?
Oh gosh. Alright, hold on. Let me take a sip of water, because I gotta be ready for this. Alright, I'm ready.
Alright, let's get it. Where would you travel, Kalos or Alola?
Alola.
Which one will you play? Let's go Eevee or let's go Pikachu?
Oh, definitely let's go Pikachu. Unless I can evolve Eevee, but let's say Pikachu.
Which do you prefer, attack or special attack?
Crap. Special attack. Let's do special attack.
That was on the march of being too late, but that's fine. But what about defense or special defense?
I'm gonna say defense.
What's better, Tailwind or Trick Room?
Trick Room, all the way.
Do you go for the sweep or do you stall out your opponents?
I definitely tend to stall more, let's be honest.
What's your favorite status condition? Is it burn, poison, or sleep?
No toxic? No, you said poison.
Yeah, poison.
So yeah, I'll go poison.
What's your favorite weather condition? Is it rain, sand, hail, or sun?
Easily rain.
And last but not least, how do you remove your hazards? Is it via defog or rapid spin?
I'm a defog boy, honestly.
Alright, so there you had it for yourself. I want to thank TangelaBoots, aka Troy, so much for coming on. I'm wishing you the best of the seasons, my boy. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you get nice teammates and your team will go far in this competition.
Thanks. I'm gonna need a lot of help. Obviously, gotta assemble a really good team, but I think hopefully we're gonna have a really good season.
Alright, so with that all being said, I've been your host Strompfel, and I'll see all of you for the next coach interview. Goodbye.